So, if you guys follow my Nintendo News Update videos, and if you do, thank you very much. I enjoy doing these a lot. You may have noticed that I didn't do one last week, and that is because I was just mainly very busy, and I had Yusuke, and I had to do my video. I had to do a video I posted last week, a couple days ago. I had to do it twice, a 40-minute video twice, so that was super fun. And that's why I didn't have time to do the news video last week for Nintendo News, but I'm going to cram together 2 weeks worth of news in this video, and hopefully it will be a good time and there'll be a lot of stuff covered. I'm going to start with some pretty good news. I think is very good news, actually. If you guys are familiar with Smooth McGroove, the YouTuber does the acapella song renditions of video game music, he has been on a hiatus for almost 2 years, and he is now just come back to YouTube. Apparently, the video, I'll put the video in a card, but apparently he has been dealing with some health problems. I can relate. I took a hiatus off of YouTube too due to some pretty serious health issues, but he's back now. He seems to be doing really good. Support his channel. He does a lot of really cool stuff. So this story actually just broke on Nintendo Life, like as I was recording this, and I'm adding it right now because it's kind of big. Reggie, former Nintendo of America president, he is stepping down from GameStop's board of directors. If you followed, like after he retired and such, he announced that he was going to join the board of directors and kind of do like a role of mentorship and kind of help the company out. It has been speculated and rumored that he suggested the CEOs and like the higher ups take some pay cuts since GameStop's not doing very well. It's interesting to me. There's no information on like why he's doing this, but I mean, GameStop as a company isn't doing very well. I used to work there. I used to be an assistant manager there. It's a company that's good in some ways, but not good at all in other ways. I'll just leave it at that. In Animal Crossing news, the first anniversary is coming up quick. Actually, I think it already happened. I'm not really sure. I don't know. But yeah, it's about this time. I'm pretty sure it's been over a year, and there is a new island tour creator that you can use to tour your island and kind of show people your island, because if you're familiar with like the video capture on the Nintendo Switch, it only allows up to 30 seconds, and that's not really enough to like tour a full island, especially not mine, because I spent like at least 200 hours, I think, at this point on my Animal Crossing island. I have a capture card, so I am able to do a tour just freely with that. But the fact that this is here for those who don't have a capture card, because they're a little pricey, that's pretty cool. So everyone can kind of be like, hey, here's my island. It's cool. Look at my island. While I'm on that topic, here's my dream address if anyone wants to, like, you know, hit that up. So the Switch Pro rumors are still very much a thing, since the last time I did a video. There is now on Nintendo Life, there is a little kind of hub, a kind of article hub that shows you everything that's known about it so far and a possible release date window. Though nothing is confirmed as of yet, as far as I know. But, yeah, it's the rumor mill, or rather some of these are pretty reputable sources. It seems like this thing's gonna happen eventually. We just don't know really when or what it's gonna look like, and just, you know, it's a matter of when at this point. And while I am not thrilled to, like, I don't feel like I need to buy a new Switch right now. I'm perfectly fine with the one I got in 2017 when Splatoon 2 came out. I mean, it might be a pretty reasonable, like, bulky upgrade. It might be a hefty boy. We don't really know anything about it yet other than the screens and all the, like, you know, the 4K visual, whatever's going on there. We do know it will likely be $400, which makes sense because the Switch Lite is $2, the normal Switch is $3. That would make perfect sense to me. I don't think they'd lower the Switch price. Nintendo very rarely lowers the price on anything. So I think this is gonna happen. It's just a matter of when. So Mario Armageddon is still upon us. It's only a week away at this point, unfortunately. Nintendo's not backing down. I saw a tweet from them last night saying, you know, we're still taking away the Mario. So I think that sucks. I already stated my opinion in previous videos, but apparently there is a way to get it. Well, technically there's a way to get it after March 31st. If you buy a retail download code, your download will be available after the 31st, which I sure as heck hope so, because that would be a really, really not cool. Nintendo would do you even dirtier than they already have with the March 31st thing if that was the case. But you still gotta buy the game before March 31st, which is an issue for some people. Again, I already stated my opinion on this, but it's an interesting little fact if anyone wants to buy a retail code and is just curious about that. So some really cool information has been revealed through Nintendo Life. There's this cool video that you can check out, and a cool article as well. Nintendo did like a preview event, and they kind of I think they did this with Fire Emblem too. Some YouTubers I remember had access to Fire Emblem 3 houses ahead of time. So stuff like that, they've done this kind of stuff before. But there's a lot of really cool details in new Pokemon Snap that we were not aware of, and a lot of these sound like pretty cool. So the first cool tidbit of information with this game that's coming out that I am very excited for is that it is apparently fully voice acted, which I don't know. As far as the preview that they saw, Nintendo Life saw, every piece of dialogue was voiced, and they can select Japanese and English, so any of you weeaboos out there who like listening to maybe the Personas or whatever you have, Fire Emblems, in the Japan language, there you go. This would be something I'd personally be like all over. Japanese audio, I don't know. I like both. I appreciate English audio more now because I've done a little tiny bit of voice acting, so I appreciate both versions, and I think it's cool that they have the option to choose. There's also gyro controls or motion controls. From what I'm reading here, it's not something that's mandatory. You can turn it on, so I'm assuming it's going to be kind of like Splatoon. I'm personally not a big fan of gyro controls usually, but the one exception would probably have to be Splatoon, because the motion controls in that are actually pretty great. So yeah, that's another thing. There will be different paths in the game. There'll be like a default straight path, and then there'll be other ones where you can take off to the side and encounter more Pokemon. That sounds really cool. Sounds like a lot of great replay value there, because the original Pokemon Snap only had like a couple, a very small amount, like maybe 3 at the most, as far as alternate paths go, and most of them were just alternate ways to reach the end. You can also scan for Pokemon who are nearby, so it seems like more of a kind of hunting and like tracking down kind of deal. And another really cool thing is there's apparently this research level, like you level up in your ability as a Pokemon researcher the more you play the game, and the more you play the game, the more Pokemon actually come out and the more Pokemon you can photograph. There's also some smaller things like you don't get any bonuses for owning previous Pokemon games, which sucks for me because I own all of them, but there's also like day and night cycles on certain levels, not all of them. And the character you select is pretty much default. There's like minor things you can do to alter the appearance, but for the most part, that's the character, the male or female, is what they're gonna look like. But that is about it. A lot of really cool information. This game comes out at the end of April, so about a month away. I am so excited. So yeah, I'm really excited. I might do a Let's Play on it or something, or maybe stream it. I don't know, but either way, I'm gonna be playing a lot of this game. Monster Hunter Rise, it's getting some pretty great reviews. Some people I've noticed are even comparing it to Breath of the Wild as far as like an essential adventure type Nintendo Switch title, and I personally think that's really big. Pretty big. Game Informer's giving it a 7.75 out of 10. VG247, 4 out of 5. Switch Player gave it a 5 out of 5, which calls it an endlessly thrilling adventure, so that's awesome. IGN, 8 out of 10. IGN reviews are kind of all over the place, but that's cool. And yeah, Games Radar gave it a 4 out of 5. That's a pretty solid lineup of reviews. So if you guys are excited for Monster Hunter, it's not personally my thing. I tried to really get into it with like Monster Hunter World. Couldn't really do that. But yeah, it looks like it'll definitely be worth the money and be a really fun game that you can play for a long time if you're into this type of game series. So this is really interesting. This kind of took me by surprise, but apparently Niantic is working on a Pikmin mobile app. And for those of you who don't know, Niantic makes the Pokemon Go app. They're doing a similar thing with Pikmin, which sounds actually pretty amazing. Nintendo, I know Miyamoto loves Pikmin, he loves working on those games from what I've heard in interviews and such, and the fact that they're kind of making more Pikmin making more Pikmin content is so cool, because a lot of Nintendo franchises that aren't like the main Mario, Zelda, Pokemons, they kind of will have like periods where you don't really get much of them, and this is a big surprise because we got Pikmin 3 Deluxe, I believe, the one on the Wii U, and now we have a mobile app, which is a completely new thing. Not a full console title, but it's still something substantial that could definitely be a lot of fun, and I'm really happy Nintendo's kind of taking, I wouldn't say risks, but for Nintendo, as far as Nintendo is, it's kind of a risk, and it's a good one because I think a lot of people will like this and get into Pikmin just from, playing this app. So this is pretty awesome. So Dark Horse Comics was working on an ARMS graphic novel. They've been working on it for a while, since the game came out 3 years ago, I believe. I think 4 at this point. But it's actually canceled now, unfortunately. So if any of you guys were looking forward to that, they unfortunately canceled the project. That makes sense to me. I mean, Min Min was in Smash, but still, ARMS isn't like a big first party title for Nintendo. It's a unique game, and it's a neat, fresh, like, first party title, and it was a good launch title for the Switch. I believe it launched with the Switch, if I remember right. But yeah, it's kind of, at this point, it's unfortunate that they didn't make the graphic novel, but I can see why they didn't go through with it, I guess, and canceled it. Also, Super Nintendo World in Japan, not in America, unfortunately, they are opened. They are open to the publics, and that's really cool. Japan seems to be a little ahead of us with, like, COVID reopening. They did kind of have, like, another state of emergency back in, like, the late fall, but it seems like things are coming together, things are opening up. That makes me really happy, because I'm a little tired of being stuck at home and here and just not doing stuff, and I'm glad that things are slowly opening up, especially a big place like Nintendo. I know the one in America was delayed, at least the one on the West Coast, I believe, in Hollywood, maybe Orlando. It's delayed to like 2025, so that's unfortunate. But the Japan one is opened, and that's progress. And while I want to see that Mario Kart ride, I don't want to look at the videos. I did already look at the Yoshi one, because Yoshi, I have to. I love Yoshi. But it just looks like such a fun time. The castle, the Peach's Castle, that's like my dream to go to as a kid. And the fact that it's like a real thing now, it just makes me so happy. And I want to go back to Japan and experience that as soon as I can, because it looks awesome. Another thing that's kind of Animal Crossing-y, actually it's very much Animal Crossing-y, but it's fun and I want one, though I don't know much about it. Animal Crossing, there are going to be Build-A-Bears for Animal Crossing. Nintendo's done this before at Pokemon. I actually have an Alolan Vulpix. When I used to work at GameStop, I worked in the mall, and I actually spent my lunch break making an Alolan Vulpix Build-A-Bear with like a little onesie with Pokeballs on it. So yeah, that was a good time with my grown ass doing that. But the Animal Crossing ones, nobody really knows a lot of details about them. I'm assuming it's just going to be like the main boys, like the Nooks and the Isabelle, maybe Flick, maybe CJ. I hope they do like some cat villagers, like maybe Kiki or Lolly. They're in my village and I love them dearly, and Kiki has the same birthday as me, so hopefully maybe just one of the more popular ones. Like, I know they do sometimes do like the sheep characters, or maybe Raymond. That'd be cute. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I don't have room for another plushie. If you've seen footage of my room, it's kind of like plushies exploded in here and they're just all over the place, but I still want it. I still really want it. Not all of them, just one. I just want one. Just one. So yeah, the Nintendo Switch is 4 years old, and Famitsu, a magazine in Japan, they released the top 35 best-selling Switch games in the first 4 years. I will read them off to you real quick. It's pretty similar to like the worldwide or like North American sales. Number one's Animal Crossing, of course. Smash Bros. Ultimate is number 2. Pokemon Sword and Shield is number 3. Splatoon 2 is number 4, which is awesome. I love Splatoon. I love when people love Splatoon 2 and play it. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, that is number 5. Ring Fit Adventure, number 6. Kind of surprising, but it's a good game. It's a good workout in all honesty, so that's cool. Super Mario Odyssey is number 7. Momotaro Densetsu Showa Heisei Reiwa no Teban. Moteban. I still need to figure out what that game is. I've heard of it, but I've never actually played it. That's number 8. Super Mario Party is number 9, Minecraft is number 10, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, that's number 11, number 12 is Breath of the Wild, number 13, Super Mario Maker 2, number 14, Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, Kirby Star Allies is number 15, 16 is Luigi's Mansion 3, Clubhouse Games is number 17, Taiko no Tatsuji and Drum and Fun, I actually play that a lot, it's a lot of fun, that's number 18, Fishing Spirits Nintendo Switch version is number 19, so good for Fishing Spirits. Dragon Quest 11S, that is 20. I mean, it's Japan, Dragon Quest. People in Japan seem to really love Dragon Quest, or at least every Japanese friend I have loves their Dragon Quest, so that's cool. Super Mario 3D All-Stars is number 21. 500,000 units there. Who knows? I mean, you know how that's going with the March 31st, so yeah, that's pretty impressive for the small time frame it's been for sale. Same would go for Animal Crossing, though. Pikmin 3 Deluxe, that is 500,000 units at number 22. I don't know why I'm saying the numbers so far. I'll just put it all on the screen so you can see all of it. The sales numbers. 1-2 Switch, 20 at number 23. I believe that was one of the launch titles. 24 Mario Tennis Aces, 25 ARMS. 26, Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020. 27, Dr. Kawashima's Brain Training for Nintendo Switch. I believe that's Brain Age, like the Brain Age Doctor. I wish they would bring that to America, and if they have, I need to get on that. Pokken Tournament DX is number 28. 29, Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. 30, Fire Emblem Three Houses. Wish that was a lot higher because I adore that game. 31, Dragon Quest Builders 2. 32, Paper Mario The Origami King. Yokai Watch 4 is number 33. Didn't know they made another Yokai Watch, but makes sense. 34, Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, the remake. And then 35 is E-Baseful Powerful Pro Yakyu. Yeah, Yakyu. Can't read, don't have my glasses on. So that's number 35. So yeah, that is the list for Japan. Of course, there's some Japan exclusives in there, but that is that makes sense. A lot of those games, like some of them are, you know, Japan baseball, Dragon Quest, that's probably going to do a little better in Japan, but yeah, it looks pretty solid, pretty, what is the word I'm thinking of? Why am I spacing out? Accurate, that's the word. Why did I forget that word? It's pretty accurate to like other countries and such, like America and all that. So, yep, that is it for the Nintendo news update for this week. I'm going to go back to a weekly basis for uploading these. I couldn't do it last week. I had to remake a video twice, and it was the most aggravating, frustrating, and tiring thing, and luckily I was on spring break, so yay. But yeah, weekly basis again. I'm working on other videos, got some Nintendo videos coming out soon. All of them have to do with lost, weird, obscure stuff, so hopefully you guys like that, and I think a lot of you do. But that is about it, and I will see you next week, guys. Until then, I'm gonna be editing and playing Mother 3. I actually just imported Mother 3 and a Game Boy. I bought a Japanese GBA-SP, and I am playing Mother 3, and I'm enjoying it a whole lot so far, so I love it so far. Anyways, yeah, I am going to see you guys next week or in the next video, whatevs. And yeah, bye guys!